sake, there's got to be here somewhere. There's a phone. It's not here for decoration. And as slick as Frank's boys are, I doubt they get free phone service.
Well, you never know. They might have a deal. Friends and goons.
Got to be here somewhere. Got to be.
We just have to think like Cusack.
Oh, honey, bite your tongue. Thinking like a lawyer is bad enough, but a mob lawyer?
Well, we can do this. Well, they never play fair, right? So that means foul play.
F for foul. C for chicken. D for duck.
No, please, come on now. Stay with me on this, Lou. If the phone bill represents talking to Frank Smith, what would the opposite of that be?
Not talking to Frank.
Silence.
I'm sure there's a train of thought here somewhere.
Wait a minute now. If you're in the mob and you want to silence somebody, what do?
Whack them. Ice them. Drop them. Clip them. Exterminate them.
That's it. Exterminate.
Excuse me?
Exterminator. Get it?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Exterminate, exterminator. But
yeah.
I think you've flipped your sticky wicket. But who am I to argue with a thornhill? All right, we'll give it a go here. Evaluations, examinations, exterminations. Well, let's see what's in here, hon. It's phone bills. Phone bills? How did you do this? Did I doubt you? Well, remind me never to do it again.
I will, when you least expect it.
All right, my darling, let's use Cusack's setup and copy these. I can't believe it. Phone bills under extermination. Amazing! Amazing!
Well, now that we put the babies down, what am I going to do to entertain such a handsome young man in my parlor?
Would you, like to see a new trick I taught Foster?
I'd love it.
Cool. Okay. Okay, good. Stay. Go. Bear. Come on, Foster.
That's amazing. I don't know who's more talented, the dog or his trainer.
Oh, it's Foster. I mean, he's the smartest dog in the whole world. So cool. You know what I'd like to hear about now?
Tell me.
Your great-grandfather was a slave.
Well, let's start this way. Nothing. Do you know what a slave is?
I think so. It's like in those Roman movies when they, throw them into the lions and stuff. And they're not really free. They're, like, owned by people, and they have to work, and they're not allowed to go anywhere.
That's it.
Yeah? But this is what I don't understand. I don't understand, like, the people who came to America first, they wanted to be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why did they own people?
Well, the answer to that, Lucky, is greed. Free labor meant wealth and power for some people, and they didn't want to give that up. And that's why there was slavery in this country for a long, long time.
So somebody owned your great-grandfather?
They believed they did, on a farm in Tennessee. But one night, he rose up and took his wife and his baby's son and started north on the Freedom Train, the Underground Railroad. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it wasn't a real train, like with wheels. But they had to walk. But the route was planned, you know. They had people there to show them where to go, secret hideouts and stuff like that.
Well, the last place they stopped was Brooklyn, New York. And there was a very famous preacher lived there, Reverend Beecher. and he found my great-grandfather a job. Now, he loved horses, so he went to work in a livery stable. Now, there was another very famous man there, but he was a writer and a poet. And my grandfather used to read his poetry to my daddy, and then my daddy would read it to my brothers and me.
Who was that?
His name was Walt Whitman.
I don't know.
Well, you do now.
Did things get better for your family then?
Oh, some better, but change doesn't come easy, and some folks just don't seem to understand that to give others freedom doesn't mean losing your own, and to give someone else a chance won't take yours away. And so it took a long time for black people to get a chance in this country, Lucky.
Did you?
Well, yes, but when I was a young woman singing in clubs in Washington and Baltimore, I could stand on the stage and sing, but I couldn't go down and sit in the audience. And I couldn't go through the front door. I had to enter through the back entrance. And when I went on the road with my band, there were signs all over saying, no colored allowed, or whites only, you know?
You serious?
Yeah. But on the other hand, look at us. Look at you and me. Here we are sitting in my parlor together because we like one another. Now, that's the way it ought to be.
You ever think people stop being mean for no reason?
I have to believe that and work for it. By the time my son Bradley was born, more doors were open. He worked very hard and he made a difference. But it brought him a lot of trouble, Lucky.
Yeah, Dad always says for things to change, somebody has to take the hits, you know?
Bradley took more than his share of hits.
Dad also says that the greatest men are the ones who would die for what they believe in.
Thanks, Lucky.
That does it. Let's get these back in the file before Benny bounces back in.
Okay.
What's going on here? What are you copying? I said, what are you copying?
Excuse me?
You don't have authorization to use that machine. I want to know exactly what it is that you're copying.
Copying? Oh, I see. The copier. Oh, that's funny. You know, sometimes I just can't see the forest for the trees. All these machines, they just start to look alike to me.
That's true. See, Ben, to us, these machines are just EMFs.
EMFs?
Electromagnetic frequencies, which I was just about to measure here in the suite.
Yes, that's right. Roger insists. Would you like to activate?
It'd be my pleasure. Stand back, please.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
my. Oh, my.
What?
Critical emissions level.
Oh, my goodness. The only thing worse would be a microwave oven. You don't have one of those on the premises, do you?
Yeah.
Well, please take me to it. I will have to take a reading on that.
Lulu, careful now. Don't stand too close to the wavelets. She's got a bun in her own oven.
Oh, then why don't you do the measurements for her?
Can't. Union.
Oh. This way. If you need a good lawyer, you know where to go.
Oh, what do you need a lawyer for?
Workman's comp, bodily harm.
Harassment in the workplace. The government has very deep pockets, and if they're putting you at risk during pregnancy...
It never even occurred to me.
Ben, how much time do you spend a week exposed here in this office?
60 hours a week?
Oh, my God. Look, after our report goes in, I would get myself a lawyer.
When will that be?
Next week. I think you should consider telecommunicating in the meantime and get out of the office for a while.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Oh, no need to thank us. Just your tax dollars at work. You know, science has only begun to comprehend the ramifications of its own vast technology.
Right. But, you know, it's certainly all worth it when you consider the results. I mean, my goodness, it gave you the 1-minute meal. It gave you the phone conversation without static. It's the age of miracles and wonderment.
Amen. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, the age of miracles and wonderment?
I know. No, I just never know when to leave well enough alone.
Oh, well, I love excess. I ain't complaining.
You weren't upset about my light meter?
What are you talking about, a light meter? That's an electromagnetic frequency field Yahooizing thing.
Oh, I love it when you talk technical.
Oh. Come on, on the way home, I'll tell you all about my carburetor.